We are all born singers. Lots of people say to me, no, not me, I'm tone deaf. And I usually say, that's very unlikely. Tone deafness, or the correct medical term amusia, is something that affects a tiny proportion of people, and it includes the inability to distinguish tone where the music goes up and down, and therefore the ability to distinguish between and recognize a different song. So if you recognize a song, then you're not tone deaf. A dear friend told me a story of a very vivid memory they have when they were at primary school. The children were all asked to sing, and they were divided into two groups, the singers and the groaners. He was told that he was a groaner. Now, this is quite an extreme example. This kind of disempowerment happens in much more subtle and less deliberate ways, like a parent telling their child to be quiet in the back of a car, or a music teacher telling one section of the choir that they're doing it wrong. In this example, he carried that story within him throughout his childhood and into his adult years, and it inhibited his desire to sing, to have his voice heard, or to listen to his own voice. And even though now he's a wonderful singer and sings regularly, that insecurity still arises in him because that story was implanted at such a young age. It might be that you just have difficulty pitching, not tone deafness. And this can be for physical or emotional reasons, and it's usually the latter, in my experience. So why do we take singing so personally? Well, it is personal. Do you remember learning to ride a bike? It was hard, right? We had to learn to coordinate our arms and legs and balance. Can you imagine if someone were to tell you the first time you fell off, oh no, riding a bike's not for you? That would be weird, huh? That wouldn't happen? Strangely, it happens all the time with singing. Singing's a physical skill we need to practice. And if you were someone as a child who weren't encouraged to sing, or worse, were actively discouraged, then it's likely you wouldn't have had a lot of practice and you wouldn't have developed that skill. But we take it personally because it is personal. The voice comes from inside us. It's the only instrument that's inside the body. This makes it deeply mysterious and intriguing, but also makes us feel vulnerable. When you're learning to play an external musical instrument, if your finger plays the wrong note or you pluck the wrong string, you might feel slightly embarrassed. But if your voice makes a bum note, we feel terrible. When we receive criticism about our voice, we really take it to heart as though it's a reflection of our worth. It's as though there are parts of us, parts of our internal world that we suppress, and we decide that, oh no, these parts of me aren't acceptable. But that's a whole other talk. I often use this Zimbabwean saying, if you can talk, you can sing, if you can walk, you can dance. And it's true. When you speak, in a sense, you're singing. Speech has its own melody. It's the same as musical modulation, where the notes move up and down. So in a sense, we're singing all the time. The only difference is that when we sing, we are consciously controlling our breath and our larynx to create and sustain certain pitches, and we blend that with rhythm and poetry to create songs. When we join together to sing, which is what I'm all about, something really magic happens. We create unity. And when we weave different melodies together, we create harmony. Did you know that when a choir sings together, or any group of people, after a certain amount of time, their heart rates start to synchronize? So we literally form one unified heartbeat. There are loads of studies available now with growing evidence that singing promotes well-being. I read recently that singing is like an infusion of the perfect tranquilizer, one that both soothes the nerves and elevates the spirits. Well, this elation comes from the release of endorphins, the pleasure hormone, and also the release of oxytocin when we sing or hear or play music. And oxytocin relieves anxiety and stress, but it's also linked to feelings of trust and bonding. So there's no doubt that singing, and evidence shows that singing helps people with their depression and loneliness. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had someone come up to me at the end of a choir session or a workshop and say, I've had the most awful day, I've got this terrible life situation going on, and I was so depressed, and now I just feel so happy and so relaxed and so connected. There's a theory that music evolved as a tool of social living, and that the pleasure that we receive from singing in a group is our evolutionary reward for coming together cooperatively instead of hiding alone, every cave dweller for him or herself. I love this idea. Singing really is one of the most uplifting and therapeutic things we can do. When a mother wants her baby to go to sleep, what does she do? She sings them a lullaby. And if she doesn't know a lullaby, she'll rock and she'll hum until one emerges. A common sign of distress in children and adults is rocking and moaning. And when we do that, we're literally self-soothing. When we're overjoyed and really happy, we find ourselves singing down the street or singing around the house. Song and singing doesn't come from pen and paper, it comes from human emotion. And it's always been this way. Singing is as old as the hills. Singing is ancient, singing is primal, singing is innate. We sing to celebrate, we sing to grieve. We sing for ritual and ceremony. We sing to bring change. We sing to connect. And we sing just for the sake of singing. In my experience, when I sing, it's one of the only times that I'm truly present. I come back into my body, I come back into the moment. I come into my breath and into my heart, into my voice and into the song. When we sing, we come back to ourselves. And when we sing, we really are singing ourselves home. That's enough theory. Now for a practical, real-life experience of creating harmony together. I've written a little song for you. As if by magic, it's going to work. Am I pressing the right one? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Before we start, we're just going to make a little transition from our speaking voice into our singing voice. So the first thing I need you to do is just slightly lengthen your spine. Just do that in whatever way that needs to happen. Then we're going to roll our shoulders back like this. And you bring your shoulders up to your ears with an in-breath. And breathe them out and go. And again, breathing in. Now stretching, shake your hands out, shaking any nerves out. I should have done that at the beginning. Shake your hands up high, stretch up as high as you can, and let out a big stretchy-faced, elbows in yawn, like this. But I want to see that face really stretch, so let's try that again. And expand your throat. Lovely. Can you make your face big like a balloon, like this? Small like a raisin? Big like a balloon? Small like a raisin? And one more big like a balloon? And relax. Okay. Can you just copy what I do? Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is home. This is home. Where I belong. Where I belong. In this breath. In this breath. In this heart. In this heart. This is home. This is home. Where I belong. Where I belong. In this voice. In this voice. In this song. In this song. So that's the whole song. That's how it goes. You've learnt it. All we're going to do is we're going to extend the end of each word. I'm going to bring it down a little bit in pitch. This is home where I belong. In this breath, and so on. Should we try it? Here we go. This is home where I belong. In this breath, in this heart, this is home where I belong. In this voice, in this song. Let's do it again, let me hear you. This is home where I belong. In this breath, in this heart, this is home where I belong. In this voice, in this song. Absolutely gorgeous already. So we've just achieved melody, okay? We're going to take it to the next level now with the harmony, yeah? So I'm going to teach you another part. Half the room are going to be doing this. I don't know which half yet. This harmony is a parallel harmony, which means it follows the same shape as the melody, but 2 notes up. But there's a trick. There's 2 times where it deviates from that pattern and the note lifts up. See if you can hear where it is. My face will probably do something like this. So you'll be able to see where it happens. Just after me. This is home. This is home where I belong. Where I belong. In this breath. In this breath. In this heart. In this heart. This is home. This is home where I belong. Where I belong. In this voice. In this voice. In this song. In this song. So we're going to do what we did before. We're going to elongate it. So you might have noticed that the lifts are on heart, and on the second time we sing bit long, the long of the second belong. This is home where I belong. Here we go. This is home where I belong. In this breath, in this heart, this is home where I belong. Well done. In this voice, in this song. I didn't say it was easy. Let's try again. This is home where I belong. Yeah, that one stays low. In this breath, stay high on heart. In this heart, this is home where I belong. Well done. In this voice, in this song. Show me again. This is home where I belong. In this breath, in this heart, this is home where I belong. In this voice, in this song. Okay, put the harmony over here and the melody's over here. So we'll start by singing the melody. I'm doing a little bit of kind of sign language, and if you want to copy me, you're welcome. Let's start with the melody over here. This is home. Go for it. Where I belong. In this breath. in this heart. This is home, where I belong. In this voice, in this song. Give it some power. This is home, where I belong. Beautiful. In this breath, in this heart. Lovely. This is home, where I belong. In this voice, in this song. Keep going. We're going to add the harmony softly.